Hello everybody, this is Papa Bale and welcome to the channel. We're currently looking at, this is a power supply and it's got 2.64 volts going into a distribution. We're running 2-tip 142 transistors and it's running this pulse motor up here. We have 2 trigger coils. I just don't have. These are not built to trigger. This one might be able to, but I don't know. It's good to have all of those wires in the drive. So let's see what happens here. See, since it's a 4-magnet rotor, we got a set trigger and an offset trigger. This is 2.64 volts. And then we got a trifecta coil with 290 turns in it and a 4filar coil with 400 turns in it. Yeah, they're different, but they're all pushing the same way, so it kind of adds up to the right thing. So this is 8 volts in. Now I should probably hook up some generator stuff. Like, I can already hear people saying in my head, why isn't all this just done in one coil? And I'm like, well, these are drive coils. That's why they're not generating or used to generate or hooked up, so that they can be milked of electricity. I guarantee you they're generating something, but we're not using that. And whatever we are using, it's hooked up in series, so all that stuff is being regurgitated into itself. So these coils back here, they're wave coils. So it starts at a thick wire. Okay, they both have a thick wire. They both have 18 gauge and then 20 gauge. Then this one jumps to 32. It's a trifilar, trifecta coil. So that jumps to 32. And that's that coil. And then this one is 18, 20, 26, and 30. 100 turns of each, basically, hooked in series. And great little clips, man. These little things right here with the orange, perfect for what I'm doing right now. That's awesome. This is 14 volts. See, with just one coil, I can't get it to go above like 10. Boom. And yeah, all my designs have drag, and that's okay right now. They work. They'll generate a lot of electricity. Until if I ever do get the knowledge to run a north-south and have it work. I've tried just putting north-south and running it like this. It doesn't work. Because it pushes both ways. So, I don't know. Once I figure that out, maybe I'll run a north-south build. And I'm pretty sure that'll generate more stable, usable electricity. But, this is all facing the one direction. I try to get all my rotors to face the same way, but this one faces the opposite of all the other ones. And I really can't like change it right now, but maybe I don't have to change it. Alright, so if you can kind of see what's going on here, we got the two triggers, one trigger here and one trigger here. This is 6,000, this is 3,000 basically. And then this is a trifecta wave coil, and this is a 4filar wave coil up here. It's 100 turns of 4 different gauges, which is like a step down. So it's like you have the power go into the thick wire. So I mean, it floods it with amps, floods it with current, and then that current bottlenecks as it goes through the coil. Each time its series circuit comes around, those amps are funneled into the next wire, which gives you a little burst of whatever you want. At least that's what happens in theory. I'm not sure. They could just bottleneck straight to the 32 gauge and you're done with it. It's just pointless to have all the other wires. And that might be true. I'll have to, wrap it up and see what we get. Do a I think I have one. A trifilar with all 32 gauge and see what happens. Got a lot of 32 gauge out here. Alright, well, I think this is good information that you can have the set and the offset running on the same circuit, basically. Same rotor. And that's a lot more torque and speed. A lot more. And the coils don't have to be the same. They just have to be pushing the same way. It is good if the coils are the same, though. I'm just saying they don't have to be. And I'm not knocking efficiency. If you can make the coils the same, please do. And if you can put the trigger, which has got to be, in this case, longer than the other strands, in the coil itself, more power to you. There's the bifilar Bedini coil. That is like it's a thick gauge into a thin gauge, and I mean it'll rip, man. It's pretty good. I haven't seen anything move that fast in a long time. But it all depends really on basically on your rotor, on your bearings. Yeah, those play huge part in what you can do. How fast your thing will go all together anyway. But I think these are good bearings. I mean, let's try it. You see that? I can push it down and it pops right back up with minimal friction. I say those are good bearings. But they're not, they're good. I think they're great. And then again, each coil is hooked up to a tip 142 transistor, a mid-range switch transistor. So I'm thinking with a fast switch transistor, we might be able to get this going even faster. And this is, I mean, it does have drag. The rotor does have drag, but it's minimal drag. Compared to like the other rotors that I've done, the arms where the magnets go are less. So I'm going to cut the power real quick and just show you the design if I haven't done it already. I think I did at the beginning of the video. Currently, there are no adhesives or anything holding the magnets in place. There's a big magnet in each one of those squares. And you slide it in this slot right here and push it forward. They're all holding each other in place right now through repulsion, and then all four of them are repelling against the magnet on the bottom, which gives it its load bearing. Not its rotational bearing, but its load bearing. It's freaking awesome. And it does go a lot smoother and a lot faster with both coils activated than with just the one of either kind. Well, I think that's cool. I'm, like, what I'm doing here is bringing attention to the bottlenecking effect of hooking different wires together in series, different gauges. As long as you go from like a smaller gauge to a larger gauge, you will bottleneck as you go down the line. As your strand gets longer, each time it gets longer, you will bottleneck. Which is awesome. It's awesome because those amps, like if they get forced into a wire that can't, process the amps, it gets pushed out as heat and speed. It gets pushed through, but when it comes out the other side, it's what it's supposed to be. If you get what I'm saying. Because I know for a fact that it's not like nothing happens when an 18 gauge transitions into a 20 gauge. It's not like nothing happens there. Something does happen. And then I got these resistors, 5% tolerance, 100 ohms. I got some dandies coming in the mail. Should be able to run, whatever. We'll do 7.25 volts. And I just tapped that. Just tapped it a little bit. It's going to grip and it's going to go. And as long as both transistors are up, this will be awesome. So awesome. I love it. All right. Thank you very much. Peace out. Have a good day. Bye now. Thanks for watching.